Richard obviously is getting like a little listless, and he doesn't care anymore. Denna's softening up to him, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta live through this, my pet," and all that shit. But it's din time.
Yay, dinner. Because we know that for captives, dinner is awesome. Like Rachel has an experience with dinner where she gets to sit behind somebody and watch them eat.
Yeah.
Richard has much the same experience.
Except first he has to be paraded behind her like a dog.
Yeah. Like at the, what's it called? With the dog show where they make him jump through the rings and up the ramp. And I mean, it's got to be close to the same thing.
She does wash him first, like they do for that too. Like wash him and straighten their hair.
Oh, yeah. Best in show.
Put a bow in his hair and then they cup his balls, you know? Do what you want. What is he talking about?
Do it. You won't. I think he's talking about us drinking more.
Oh.
So, she told him that during dinner, he would have his own chain hooked to her belt. Mm-hmm. That was, he was to keep his eyes on her and only speak when spoken to and with permission.
Right, and he's not going to get to sit at the table. He can only sit on the floor, and he's only going to eat if he behaved. And he's like, great. This all sounds fucking great. I'm going to sit. I'm going to eat. It's good.
Yeah, easy. I'm going to sit there quietly and be left the fuck alone. Fine.
Let's do it. Once they get to dinner, he's like, cool. I'm just going to walk behind you. I'm going to... He notices people are staring at him, but he doesn't even give a shit. He's like, nope. Dignity is locked away.
Yeah. So, excuse me again. When they...
I do want to say, you might know your pride is locked away, but the other people don't.
Oh, right, no.
Like, I feel like I understand. I get it. He's going to allow himself to be humiliated. It's fine. But, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a definite distinction between you knowing, I'm just doing this for me, and everybody else knowing that you've locked your pride away and you're just a shell. Like, if everyone else doesn't know it, you're kind of still being human. Like, it kind of doesn't matter. In
their eyes, you're being humiliated. And in reality, you are being humiliated.
Right. I guess that was my point. You are.
Richard, at this point, is just doing his best to not let it get to his, like, the part of himself that he's locking away. What he considers to be himself.
He's not letting it eat his self-esteem because he is important.
Right. So important that while they sit down to eat, Richard is behind Denna on the ground. And Denna, by the way, she has a vegetarian dinner. She doesn't eat meat.
Yeah.
Probably sees enough meat during the day.
If I were the people in the kitchens, I probably would have dunked meat in all her shit, though.
Yeah, they probably don't like her very much.
Yeah, I would just rub raw meat all over everything and be like, yeah, you like that? I'm a dick. So that's fine. They sit down, and Richard gets a bowl of gruel. A dog bowl full of gruel.
Yummy. Dog bowl full of gruel. Well, it's not as good as craft beer, but you know, gruel is cool.
Is it?
It's cool to eat gruel.
In school.
In school.
We can rhyme in time. And it's fine.
Oh, God.
Well, Violet Ever the Bitch asks why he's allowed to eat with his hands, and Denna's like, I don't know. And so Richard has to lick his food out of the bowl, and he's like, cool, I'm eating, so I don't care. I'm going to lick it clean.
Yeah, I'm hungry, so this is fine. That's when a man in chains is brought in. One of the men that Kaylin had set free. And Violet sentences this guy to 100 lashes for crimes to the crown, and then his head for his crimes against the people.
Yeah, because she's a bitch.
So they're going to whip this guy 100 times, and then they're going to kill him, which is, great. Yes, she's a little bitch. Super that a little girl is, like, doling out punishments like this. And, guys, maybe I'll post a video, but I had a hobby a couple of years back where I made full-length bullwhips. And I know I've told this story on the show, but I finished my first one, and I was super proud of it, and I go running outside, and I was just like, ah! And I smacked myself on the back of my right ear. And y'all, ow. And I'm not trained in how to use a whip at all whatsoever.
You're Indiana fucking Jones. What are you talking about?
Well, I thought I was until I tried to use it that first time. But I'm assuming I struck myself lightly because I didn't know exactly what I was doing. Like, I didn't whip this thing as hard as I could at all. Very lightly. It doesn't take strength to make a whip crack efficiently. It takes, like, an angle and timing. But that's it. And so they do this to this guy 100 times. It must have been just awful.
But Richard would rather have that than what he has coming, because he's like, I get to die at the end, so that would be nice. I wish I could do that. Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, at least we'll be done today.
And we get to the end of dinner. Richard and Denna head back to their room, and Richard has to take his shirt off immediately and hang from his wrists again. His sore wrists that are already raw, because, you can't have padding.
Kind of goes off of what you were talking about earlier, where they're just going over and working over the same parts that already hurt, just making it worse and worse, and, like, the pain must be getting duller, but still more excruciating.
See, I think part of my thing is that I understand these people are a little bit cruel to people who are dehumanized. Like, all of this is dehumanized. The whole dog thing with him eating out of a dog bowl like that, or a bowl like a dog, is dehumanizing. And the point of dehumanizing somebody is that you can keep fucking them up and, like, being mean to them anyways. But I feel like sitting at dinner and watching somebody who has, like, I don't know, like, wounds like that on their wrists and on their, I would not enjoy eating.
Yeah, no, it'd be really hard
that.
to eat. It would be hard to eat, like, way later too.
Yeah. And Violet shows up at this point when Denna is punishing Richard for his actions at dinner in which he looked at people. Because, how dare you? Violet shows up and Denna gives her a full demonstration of how Richard begs.
Right. And because Violet is who she is, she's like, hey, let me try. And so she fucking taunts him and tells him to beg. And, some of the shit that comes out of this girl's mouth is just horrifying. Mm-hmm. She's taunting him, and he's trying to resist and tells Denna, like, this is worse than what she's doing to me. She's a little girl who is obviously fucked up in the head. Don't make her do this.
Don't make her more fucked up in the head.
Right. Don't teach her this. And, he tries to hold out, but eventually he gives in and apologizes because he's way the fuck out of line. And, excuse me, then Violet starts to talk about Kaylin.
Well, he's apologizing, though, to what he did for what he did to her before.
Right. Right. I kind of skipped over that, didn't I?
Which I kind of... Violet deserved it, but also,
totally.
But also, you went a little far. So maybe you could have apologized before, and if she wasn't so evil, it would be okay.
Right. I mean, well, I think his argument that she's a little girl and she doesn't understand, you don't want her to learn these things, got negated when he kicked her teeth in because she's a little girl. And so you should have had that kind of mindset then too. Like, you're nasty, but I'm not going to maim you permanently because you're a child, even if you are a piece of shit.
But maybe it's good to, like, nip the bud.
I mean, also, yes. Like I said, and I'm not going to shy away from it. What Richard does to Violet is fucking awesome. I don't think that, like, obviously you can't do that to just a little bratty kid, but this little girl is also cutting people's heads off and having them killed. So I think she is an extreme situation.
I mean, she literally, first of all, she jams the Aegeal into his stomach, which we're going to talk a little bit more about Violet and the Aegeal in the next chapter, because I have some things to talk about it. The official Terry Goodkind Facebook page helped me with that. But Violet tells Richard she's going to cut off Caitlyn's hair. She's going to have all the guards rape her.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. And
then leave her in the dungeon for a few years before she chops her head off and puts it on a pole to watch it rot. So, like, it's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
So
just the fact that this young girl was like, I'm going to have them rape Caitlyn. She knows. This is what frustrates me. We have young boys, okay? They are teenager and near teenager, and they have a grasp on what rape is. Because I try to be a responsible adult, and I educate my kids about the world, and so they know what's good and what's bad.
At the very least.
Right.
Yeah.
This little girl not only knows what rape is, but she's getting pleasure out of describing how she is going to have this man's, for a lack of better term, girlfriend, because it's not Richard's girlfriend, we know, but like, this is somebody you care about. I'm going to make her be raped. And like, I'm going to enjoy knowing that. That's how fucked up she is. That's not something that just a regular bratty little kid would say. This is like dark and raw childhood level.
I agree with Winona. She deserves it for the shit she put Rachel through. And Jenna, I can't imagine she's much older than what we assumed Rachel to be, because a playmate of between 6 and 8 wouldn't be appropriate for a kid older than that, right? So she's got to be in that area somewhere.
Yeah. I think like slightly older than Violet, maybe.
You mean Rachel?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
My thing is, she must be confused on what a confessor is, because most of what she describes couldn't happen. Like, okay, you could maybe cut her hair off, but your guards raping her would involve her confessing them? Like, okay, maybe it's because she doesn't understand that when they have sex or whatever, they release their power. But she should understand that confessors have a power with touch to confess.
Yeah, that's not a regular woman.
You putting her in a prison cell doesn't take that away. And so nobody can effectively rape her without being confessed.
I think she might have a grasp on what Caitlyn's power is, but I also think that, like, she doesn't care. She's totally willing to sacrifice one guy. Like a quad. She's in a prison, send 4 guys in there. This is fucking awful what I'm about to say. She's going to confess one, but one guy will be able to kill 1 or 2 guys, and there will still be one more person left to, essentially do the job, because it's going to be less than a couple of hours.
No, I mean, the way she's describing all of her guards, like repeatedly raping. Whoa, hey guys. It just makes me feel like she obviously is lacking in her knowledge of what a confessor is. And she lives in the Midlands, so she should, like, maybe pick up a book and figure that shit out.
Yeah, I was just reading Al's comment, and it kind of sounds like Al's siding with me.